Howdy boys and girls, Ken Smith Fishing. So if you didn't see my video earlier this week, I think it's worth a watch. You know, I do a lot of these. I do a couple a week, and I do some decent videos, and every once in a while I do one that I'm just really pleased with the way it turned out. Even though I had some audio issues, if you hadn't seen it, I'll put a link at the end of this video. It's the Angelina River, a great place to take young kids to learn how to fish because you're going to get so many bites down there. So I'll post that video up in a link somewhere at the end of this video where you can go check that out if you hadn't seen it yet. So it was a good video. This week I want to show you a couple things in the boat specific to the Humminbird that are some challenges. But before we get there, actually it's something somebody brought up from one of my other videos. But before we get there, so there's a big nasty stump, I think it's 211 yards directly out in front of the Cassell Boykins boat ramp, the one that faces the canyons, not the one on the end of the point. It's the one everybody uses. It's the big ramp, and it is directly in line if you were running into the bird sanctuary or over into the canyons. You're going to run right by it, and it's been hit. You can see on top of it. And Clint and I were out together this past weekend, and he said, I wonder if we can see that, and we idle over there, and sure enough, it's yay far under the water. So I'm going to put this in because I know you guys don't watch every one of my videos, or a lot of you don't watch every one of my videos. So I'm going to sprinkle this in most of my videos for the next few weeks in hopes that everybody sees this and drops a waypoint on this. Because if this one won't tear up a boat, it'll dang sure tear up a prop or a drive shaft in it. So here's that quick video along with the waypoint so you can see where that is. Hey boys and girls, Clint and I are here doing a little mapping this afternoon. There's the Cassell Boykins boat ramp, and Yo Big Nasty has shown back up. So there she is right there. Right there. Doink. Don't break my rod, you redneck. Alright, so I'm going to give you all a waypoint on that real quick. That one, it's been here several years, and I don't even have it marked anymore. Let's see, mark it. Menu, waypoint 264, edit. There you go, 3112-794 by 9421-187. 3112-794, 9421-187. And it is a full reel. Where'd it go? Oh, you got my Minn on top of it. Super. Oh, there it is. It's a for real. Don't drive right over that. And what is that? 400 yards?
About right.
So it's just dead out here in the middle, and there's nothing on it. There you go. Another benefit of being with KenSmithFishing.com. Okay, second thing, I continue to get questions because of my old nav videos. If you've not seen my old nav videos, I've got an entire series of videos. There's actually 2 sets of them. One of them is very, very broad, but the camera work's not great. And the second one's done with this camera, which is a 4K camera, and it's much better video. I didn't do quite as comprehensive of a review of that, of the lake. But if you're new to Rayburn or want to see how to get around Rayburn and not run through the Amber Forest or the Black Forest, or you want to run different places and not put yourself in danger, please check those videos out. I get a lot of questions about how do I run above the 147 bridge. And I originally had talked about making a video or doing some trails up there, but I've discovered there's some challenges with doing that I've never done that. We're looking into it again. If we do it, I'll post it. But I don't know that we're going to be able to do it because there's just no straight line shots up there. Everything jogs and turns and corners, and you can't run here and you can run there. So just know right now, foot low, the lake's pretty dangerous. Not dangerous as long as you're out in the open, but there's stuff starting to show up where nobody's seen a stump in several years. So just be careful. Do not run through the canyons. We saw a guy in a pontoon boat pulling a kid around on a tube in the canyons the other day, and there's big ones out there. So be careful. Don't run around out in the forest. Don't run the Amber Forest. So if you're running under the 147 bridge going towards the dam and you're going into Harvey, do not run the lake side of those islands. Run around behind those islands. That's where it's safe. So there you go. If I ever do get those videos pulled together, I'll let you guys know how to get a hold of them. So let's talk real quick about 2 things. One of them, one of my viewers brought up, which was great because he saw it and knew what was going on. and that was when I was running my 360 imaging. There was a lot of interference when it would sweep. And it's something called the wagon wheel effect is what I've always heard it called, and there's a real simple fix. I'm going to show you how to fix that. The other couple things, or the main thing, is proximity flags. I'm still amazed how many guys don't use this when this is such an easy thing to do. And I'm going to show you one more thing on 360, but proximity flags are so easy, and to use them, you know exactly how far you are from your waypoint, whether it's a brush pile or a spot you're wanting to fish on a point or whatever it happens to be. Those proximity flags will tell you how many feet you are away from them. And if you're 60 feet, you can kind of look back and go, well, I'm 3 boat lengths away. So I'm going to show you again how to turn those on, because it's a feature on a Humminbird. I would love to know. So I asked Moonpie the other day with his Lowrance units and that Triton, I said, do you have proximity flags? And he didn't have a clue. So if you do, I'd love for somebody to post in the notes below how to get to that, so our guys who use either Garmin, Lowrance or Garmin units, if you have similar technology, tell us how to turn those on so guys will know how to do that. Please share. So let's check out those couple things on the Humminbird real quick, and I think you'll find these helpful with the 360 and certainly helpful when casting to certain objects. Here we go. Okay, I apologize. I thought I could show you on this unit. So let's look at my other unit. This is the video footage where the guy commented on it the other day. Okay, so what you see there is you see a lot of interference going on, and here's the reason why there's interference going on. So if you go over to your sonar, what you'll find on most units is your DI chirp frequency is going to be, is usually going to be on 455. And 455 is the same frequency that your side imaging works on, that your 360 imaging works on. So the way to get rid of that wagon wheel effect is simply to come in here and change it off of the high frequency, and change it off of the 455 to the high frequency, and likewise there, change the DI chirp display frequency to 800 kilohertz, and that will clear up that wagon wheel effect. And I've said that now, and I'm not sure. I believe it's actually just this one you have to change. I'll confirm that next time I'm out. But as long as you switch that over to 800, you'll get rid of that wagon wheel effect. Now, the other thing that I'm just amazed guys don't use very often is over here. Actually, let's pull it out here where we can look at this. Okay, so this is waypoint proximity flags. Now, I'm obviously at the house. I'm a long ways from that waypoint. But if I wanted to see how far I am from that waypoint, all you got to do is go menu to your nav cursor, drop down here to waypoint proximity flags, and hit visible. And it's now going to tell you that that cursor, which of course right now it thinks is the boat, is 87 feet away from that waypoint. Now when your boat's sitting there, it would show you where your boat is. Actually, if you do it that way, you can see I got one marked here at the house. But you can see we're 3.5 miles from that waypoint, so that gives you a sense of how to do that. It's just a really, really nifty deal. Now some guys I do see like that casting rings as well, and I do think this is available on Lowrance. And actually it's probably not going to work well here. But again, let's say you want to fish something 60 feet away from you or 50 feet away from you because you know about how far you throw your bait. Then there's your 50-foot casting ring. So when your boat gets right there, you know you're 50 foot from that waypoint. So that's a cool feature on a Humminbird as well. Now I'm going to jump up here to the other unit. Actually, let's turn this unit off. So this is my little 10 unit. Okay, so if you're new to 360 imaging, there's a couple things you can do that really help with just working with your 360 imaging and looking forward. And that's usually what I want to do. So what I normally do is I set mine to display front, okay? But the other thing you can also do is, so when you do that, you see it's still doing the full sweep. Well, I don't want it to do that. So what I do is I tell it to isolate my sweep area. So you see right now it's just isolating that. And you can adjust your position. So let's say I'm going down the bank and I want to fish off to the right side over here. I'm going to tell it, so that moves it to the side. I want it to all the way to right there, and I want it a little bit, I want it just a little bit opened up. So now then, it shoots, you know, about, what is that, about 11 o'clock off the bow and over to 3 o'clock over here. And if you say, yeah, check that as my area, you see now it's really giving you a closer view of just that little bit of section of the lake. Another thing I see guys get confused about with their 360s, just like your side imaging. Now there is a contour mode you can turn off on here, so you go down here just like on your side imaging, and you turn your contour mode off and it quits shooting the water column. Personally, I like it to shoot the water column, but what will fool you here now is, if you think about this, if there's a brush pile right there, and you think, well, that brush pile is, so I'm on a 60-foot range, so 15, 30, 45, 60. And that, let's say that bright beam right there is your, well, yeah, even right there, let's say that's your brush pile. And you might go, well, it's 15 feet away, or excuse me, it's 30 feet away. In fact, it's not, because remember, like right now, it's showing 31 feet. Anything right on that line is almost directly under the boat. So this line is really only 15 feet out in front of the boat. It's the same thing you see on your side imaging. Okay, I apologize for the wobbly, but again, exactly the same thing with your side imaging, right? So it's showing in 44 feet of water, we're in a 100-foot scale. That log, you would think, is a long ways off from the side of the boat. In fact, it's not. It's right where the bottom is under the boat. Okay, so personally, I don't love this, but under your menu, under your sonar, you can go down here and you can set your SI range lines. Okay, you turn those on, and now what you see is you got 25, 50, now this is set really high, but out to 100 feet. Well, let's pick an object. Okay, so let's pick an object. So that object right there shows to be about 50, let's say 2 or 3 feet, you would think, off the side of the boat, but it's not, because that is not 50 feet from the side of the boat. That is 50 feet from the transducer. You're 34 feet deep. So you got to subtract however many feet you are to know how far out to the side that actually is. So in 41 feet of water, that's only 9 feet off the side of the boat. If you think about it, it makes sense, but most of us don't think about it. That object right there at 52 feet is really only 11 feet off the port side of the vessel. So it's just something you got to play with your side image to kind of figure out. But and of course, most of us aren't graphing in Texas anyway in 40 feet of water. But even if you're in 15 feet of water, it starts making a pretty big difference when you're aiming at a target with your side imaging and trying to figure out where something is. So another way you can see to do this is, next time you're out there and you see something like that, run your cursor out there and drop a waypoint over it, and then idle over it, and you'll start getting a sense for how far out to the side stuff really is. Hey guys, one other thing, you all know that Albert Collins is a friend of Ken Smith Fishing, and he let me know that he just posted his boat for sale on, it's actually on Facebook, that post you're looking at right there. It's a 2015 Triton. He said that motor's got a brand new power head on it, got 5 hours on it. You can see all the details there. He's asking $47,000. Now, I would definitely try to negotiate with him leaving all the waypoints on the Lowrances, but that's up to you too. But I just wanted to show you that boat, and if you want to reach him, there's his phone number right there. You can reach out to Albert and talk to him about the boat. Okay, so I hope that was all helpful. I apologize for the traffic noise. Downtown Zavala is a busy place on Sunday night. But we'll get back down to the lake next week, get some more fishing for you guys. I'm going grass fishing. I meant to do it this week. I just didn't get a chance to really go at it. Had a lot of wind, but I'm going to get after it this next time down. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing my videos, especially on Facebook. Guys, I really do appreciate it. Continue to grow, continue to have fun with it, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy. We'll see y'all soon.